there, Tiny Dreamer fans. I just wanted to bring you another video about this time's storage. I was asked about basically my mindset on why I chose to do the storage setup that I did. So I want to take you through my house and explain exactly why I decided to choose the storage that I did. It was very planned out. So for about a whole year, I sat with a notebook and I went through all of the items in my house, and the things that I definitely knew I was going to bring, I wrote on a list. And then I knew that I had to make storage areas for everything that I had. Living in my apartment, I kind of accumulated so much stuff that I started to stack things against the wall and stack things against those things. And pretty much the more I brought in, the less space I had to deal with. Basically, I knew that when I, designed this tiny house, I wanted everything to have a place. And that was my whole point of planning it. Instead of just impulsively going forth with this plan like I usually do, I decided to give myself a little bit of time and use my senses instead of just run right in something and not be prepared for something down the line. So let me start taking you around my house. When I designed the storage staircase, it was, to be honest with you, 9 feet long. Every single spot on it had an opening, a place, a pull-out, lots of different doors and drawers and handles and all that stuff. But when I sat down with the designer, he kind of, pulled me back to earth and said, that's way too big. It's a 9-foot storage staircase in a 28-foot house. You gotta think, how much storage staircase do you really need? The first 2 open, and my designated spot for shoes. I knew that I could fit a good 30, 40, or 50 of them in there, depending on how I designed it. Third one is skipped because that leads to the cat litter, so I needed a way to clean that. This one up here, I don't have shoes because all my shoes are down there. I just put like a little junk drawer there. That kind of was a designated spot for that, but it was supposed to be a pull-out drawer. But instead I got the lift up stair, which is fine. Next, I needed a spot for the cats to go to the bathroom. This is kind of a hideaway spot so that they can have their own privacy. And the reason why I gave them a double space, which this is actually supposed to be cut all the way around, but the builder said that that was impossible because of stability. But that was also supposed to be like an open space so that when they jumped out of the litter box, they had, room to then walk through there and then come out here. This was supposed to be designated for the cat stuff. Litter and the dry food is so big that it won't fit in this little area, so I kind of switched this area with, that's kind of some of my pantry in the storage staircase. And then if we go over here to my actual pantry, all the way at the bottom is where I store their food. Now, as far as the rest of the pantry, these go back about, I want to say 2 feet, so 24 inches because it's the entire width of the staircase. Okay, behind me, I'm going to show you these cabinets right here. This is actually too big this way, so went with this big cabinet over here. This came down too far over here, which didn't leave me enough room down there. So what the builders did was put a smaller cabinet up there, and then they gave me the other cabinet right next to it here. I kind of built, again, vertically. There was some room, good china, coffee cups and stuff, glasses, and then my regular bowls and stuff. So as you can see, the top cabinets have pretty much dishes and some food and, I don't know, kind of like extra dry stuff. Next, let me show you the drawers. My drawers are actually just like my cabinets. This setup right here actually wasn't supposed to look like that. I have junk drawers everywhere. There's all these little things I feel are so useful. And another utility drawer. And more utility drawers. Now we come over to these drawers. And now we have the silverware and some drainers and some gloves. Then last but not least, which is kind of the craziest section, I put all of my plasticware and stuff in here, and then there's my juicer, and then this thing right there is a blender. So that's pretty much it for storage. And then my little cat area, as you all know, this is storage for their food. It's out of the way. As far as cooking, I didn't want a microwave because I'm trying to get away from the unhealthy energy waves that come out of microwaves. So I decided on a convection oven. And then I also have other cooking items like a crock pot, a rice maker, and other small things like a NutriBullet where I can make smoothies, a toaster. Next, we're going to go into the bathroom and I'm going to show you my storage above the washer dryer combo. Now, when I designed the washer dryer combo was supposed to have a closet above it with a rod, but that was one of the things that didn't go so well with the builder. That is my above the washer dryer combo. That's the storage area. Extra paper towels and toilet paper. I've got my contact stuff. And then I've got some meds there and some extra stuff for the kitchen that wouldn't fit in there. Now as we come over here, I definitely wanted a mirror to look in. Not necessarily a full body mirror, although I would really like one of those too because I find they help. There's only one shelf in there, but I'm able to fit, you know, a good amount of stuff in there. I was able to fit a Primo water cooler in here because I could not fit it anywhere else. And then I have my sink and vanity with storage under here. There is one last thing to show you. In my shower, I actually purchased one of these things right here because I only had that little thing right there and it only held one bottle. Time to hit on the subject of refrigerator storage. Because I like to eat healthy, I like to shop in the produce area in the grocery store, and a lot of those are big, bulky foods. The way that I eat, I kind of started eating a vegetarian/vegan lifestyle. I actually honestly think this refrigerator is a little bit too small still, unless it's just the way that it's designed. So now we're going to go over to my living area and I'm going to show you the storage that is in my couch bed storage. I ended up getting a cushion for this instead of I don't know, like a mattress. I'll end up getting blow-up mattresses when I pull the couch out, but in order to have some cushion on there, I just got a mattress. It's quite a debacle to take off all of this stuff, put everything on the floor, try to do all this stuff just to get to the storage within it. But let's do it and I'll show you what's inside. Alright, I put up my couch bed storage lid, and this one actually can set against the back wall. I keep my other electronics in there, like laptops and computers and stuff, and then a couple things for my business. In each of my couch bed storages there is a full bed, so a comforter and a whole sheet set, pillows, everything for when my guests stay. There's all my electronics, some paintings that I didn't hang up, all my movies, a couple Halloween costumes, and that's it for there. Now the underground raised floor storage has my craft show stuff in it, which consists of 4 different plastic bins, and then when I go to craft shows I will fill the bins with the products and the boxes and bags and tablecloths and everything that I need for the craft show. I'm only going to show you one of the underground raised floor storages because the couch bed storage on the other side is blocking the other one. I'll also show you the step that I raise, and that's what holds the shipping supplies for when I sell the stuff online. And then I have my exercise stuff in the space above it. And that was supposed to have a door, but they didn't put one on, so I just compromised and said, forget it, leave it off, and it kind of worked out well that way, also because the cats can't get in there, but my stuff fills it up to where if I need it, I can take it out easily. So here is my raised floor storage area. This is the step. So the step can come out, it can come out actually the whole way. It's actually, I believe it's 38 inches deep. So I'm going to push that back in there. And then I push it to about there, and then there's shipping stuff in there, so bubble envelopes, priority boxes, and all that. And then over here I have my little guard cat keeping this area safe. Ooh. So there's that area. So that's all the stuff that I can fit in there. And this doesn't close all the way, so that's why I have this guard cat there. I'm trying to keep it closed a little bit. Now as far as storage here, this was all designed in order to hold all of my books. I had about 400 books. Yeah, that's a lot of books. Now, as far as my drums, I wanted all of my drums to be up there on the top, but I realized that it wasn't so far to jump up there. So if I kept all of my drums on there, Rocky would jump on there and, you know, get up to the windowsill. These cabinets I definitely had designated for my work stuff. So they are about 4.5 inches tall, so everything had to fit. And this was meant for this also. I have about 70 something tinctures, so all of those get needed space because it's my business. So yeah, there is a lot of storage in my office, but I definitely planned it that way because in my apartment I had so many different spots. Like my closet had stuff, and then you went in my room and there was a bin somewhere else, and then I had 4 bins over there, and then in the living room I had other bins with other stuff in it, and my jewelry everywhere. So I wanted one designated spot to put all of my business stuff. So definitely cabinets for all of my tinctures and tonics, all in the same place. This is my cat loft. I have their beds up here, an igloo, and then I do have some of my books, and I do have one of my drums. They like to lay on the windows and all that, but like I said, I did use it. I'm up in my bedroom loft right now, and I'm going to show you the storage that I have up here and how I planned it and then how it turned out. As you can see, there's a huge open space right here right here. So this was supposed to be right here, and this was supposed to be over here next to my bed. But when I went to the Incredible Tiny Homes Jam, Amanda had decorated the house so that it looked open in that section, and I liked it so much that I decided to keep the dresser and the nightstand where she had put them. So I do have privacy by using that as a makeshift closet, and so that's where I put all of my hanging clothes, not better clothes, but clothes that can't be wrinkled, clothes that should be dry cleaned, etc. I am going to be honest with you, there is very little space in a tiny house for clothes. You have to definitely plan it right, and I think I planned it okay, but it's kind of frustrating dealing with wrinkly clothes all the time because you only have so much space. There is not much room in these drawers, and the stuff is actually wrinkled a lot. Jeans, again, not much room. What I couldn't fit was these things, so then I just started piling them on top of here. And then I also have this little area right here where I keep a couple things, kind of like my makeshift nightstand. So I have even more storage on the outside of my tiny house. So this is one end of the tiny house where Incredible Tiny Homes put my water reclamation system. So in order for me to have clean water, I collect the rain, comes down those pipes, and it fills this gallon water tank. So that's where that is stored. Then they put my the filters and the hot water tank in there, and all the pumps and the filters all in there. It's kind of tight in there, but I have to figure out a way to get in there. Then I have my ozonator in there and all of the plugs. So that's where all of that is stored. Usually if this was an interior water tank, that they would probably put all of this stuff somewhere on the inside. So let's go take a look at the other side. Now we're on the other side, and this is by the hitch. There's my breaker box. So that's where the builders put that. And then I have some bins in there, some big stuff, hoses, and some garden stuff that I can't fit in the house. So right here is the inside, that 38 inches that you saw that held the bins on the inside. And right now I have in there a huge suitcase, a cat carrier, some water filters. And then on the other side we have my tent, which is my craft show tent, and then craft show tables. When I designed, before I talked to the builder, all of this stuff was supposed to go on a back rack back here before I had this area designed. So instead, when the builder suggested that I get a full floor instead of a gooseneck, he said to get this whole thing rather than to get it chopped off right here. So then I gained all of this space, so that's where I was able to gain that storage. And one more, last but not least, but I did not have any room for a closet or a coat rack. So what I decided to do was purchase a kind of like a board with some coat hooks on them, and then a couple other little tchotchkes, so it kind of just hangs from the wall, and it's actually pretty cool. So I hope you guys all enjoyed that video on how it is with storage in a tiny house, and the specific reasons on why I chose my storage in the tiny house. I know it's a lot, but there is a designated place for everything, and to be honest with you, when I brought everything in the house, everything did have a place. So it was amazing that everything worked out the way that it did, and I am happy that I chose the storage that I did and that I planned it for as long as I did, because if I didn't, I think I would have gotten in this tiny house and been so overwhelmed because I wouldn't have known where to put anything, and thought, gosh, I should have planned this out, you know, smarter, easier, sooner. And I'm glad that it took me a year to plan it out, because everything has a place, and that is an amazing feeling. So thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and thanks for following.